Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Gifty. A warm and pleasant welcome to you. In today's video we are making a simple but absolutely delicious and flavorful jollof rice. We're incorporating some smoked turkey, some black beans in here, and it is incredibly delicious. Let me run you through the list of ingredients and let's get started. I have here about 5 cloves of garlic. 5 cloves of garlic. I have a thumb and half of ginger, 3 peppers. I have about 3 leaves of bay leaf, 2 sprigs of rosemary, half of a Maggie tablet, and 8 ounces of tomato paste. It's frozen, okay? I also have here some smoked paprika, and here I have about a teaspoon of allspice. If you have never added allspice to your tomato-based stews, you should try it. It's tasty, very delicious, it's amazing. Then I have a tablespoon of fennel seeds and a teaspoon of black peppercorns. And over here I have the turkey. This is the turkey drumsticks, 3 of them. And here I have about 3 medium-sized onions. Everything is washed already. And then I have here 2 red bell peppers. Okay, they were starting to get wrinkled, so it's time to use it up. That's my last 2. And I have here 28 ounces of tomato. This is the whole peeled tomatoes in tomato juice. And I have some salt, and I have here some what's it called? Some parsley. Yeah, I have here some parsley, which I have in water, and it helps to keep your herbs longer. So that's that. And then of course you need your rice and oil and that type of stuff. So I'm going to start off by blending the blendables, and then we'll get it moving. I'm going to slice 1 1/2 and fry that as my base. And then the rest we will blend them. Okay. Everything else, the peppers, the spices, and rosemary and the peppers goes into blend. So I'll catch up with you once I'm done with that. And here's the parsley. I'm going to add a few leaves. It's already washed. This is going to be flavorful. The oil is nicely heated. I'll add in the onions and I'll let this fry a bit. I'll add in a pinch of salt, and what this does is draw out the moisture faster. So just a pinch of salt. I'll give it a stir and allow this to fry until it's nice and a bit golden. Yeah. The onions are nice and translucent. Before it gets golden brown, I'm going to kind of partially fry the smoked turkey, and this will infuse more flavor into the base. Okay, and this is also going to draw out any moisture that's in the meat. So you want to spread it out so we have a single layer. So delicious, trust me. So I'll just let this go for about a few minutes until I know that the moisture has evaporated out of the turkey, and we'll add in the blended ingredients. Our turkey is ready, so I'll remove it out of the oil. The next ingredients to go in here are the blended ingredients. So this is the bell pepper, the onions, the spices, and our herbs. This is looking great. It smells amazing already. I'm going to rinse out the blender and add that water in here. And we will will cover this and allow it to simmer gently until the moisture has evaporated, and we'll add in the tomato paste. You want to cover it, leave a bit of open space so the moisture can evaporate. This is how our sauce is looking. As you can see, it's cooked up a lot and the moisture has evaporated. So at this point, I'm going to add in a heaping tablespoon each of smoked paprika and curry powder, and this will add more flavor. And also I'm adding in the Maggie tablets and the bay leaves. So we'll give this a stir. Ooh, it's splattering all over. So allow this to go for about a minute, then we'll add in the tomato paste. Next, I'll add in 8 ounces of tomato paste, and this is frozen, so I'm going to allow the heat to kind of melt it. Make sure everything incorporates beautifully together. And now at this point, you want to lower your heat. Now, I don't always cook my jollof rice with tomato paste, and I'll be sharing how the different ways that I cook it as we go along. So at this point, you want to lower your heat so the bottom of your pot doesn't burn. Okay, you don't want your stew to burn before the jollof is done. And the secret to a flavorful jollof rice is your stew. Okay, it's your foundation, so you want to make sure your stew is very well flavored, and it doesn't matter which rice you use, your jollof will come out tasting great. Alright, so I'll cover this and let it simmer gently for about 15 minutes or so the tomato paste can cook well. In the meantime, I'll also go ahead and blend the canned tomatoes. I'm going to add some basil in there and a little bit of cloves. I thought I was out of cloves, but I have some, so I'll add a little bit of it to it. So here is the blended tomatoes and basil and a bit of cloves, and just so we're not wasting time, I'm going ahead to cook it a bit. As you can see, it's a bit watery, so I'm going to cook it a bit to get the moisture out or the water out, so our cooking process will be faster. So this is our stew. It's been frying beautifully. So I'll just give it a stir. And I have my cooked tomatoes over here. You can also use fresh tomatoes. Most of the moisture content is out, so I'll add it in here. Ooh, it smells great. You can smell the basil. So at this point, it's not going to take long before our stew is ready for the rice. I'll add in a bit of salt to taste, give it a stir, and allow this to simmer for about 5 minutes. Then we'll introduce in the turkey. Our stew has fried beautifully after 5 minutes, so I'll now introduce in the smoked turkey and allow this to simmer and for the flavor of the smoked turkey to infuse into the stew, and this will take about 5 minutes and that will be it. Then we'll add in the rice. Before we add in the rice, I'm going to scoop a bit of the stew and a bit of the oil off the surface, and at this point my rice is washed. I'm using a combination of jasmine rice and basmati rice. So you want to wash your rice until the water runs clear, and that will help us to get that single grain that we want. And sometimes I do a combination of brown rice and jasmine rice. It all depends on the stew. If your stew tastes great, trust me, your jollof rice will taste amazing. The only difference will be the texture, but in terms of the taste, you will get it on point. If your stew is great, your jollof rice will be good. So I like to also use the strainer, as it helps me to make it faster and also drains out any excess moisture, as you want to limit the moisture that you introduce into the rice. So I'll give this a stir and allow this to fry for about 5 minutes thereabouts. And for the 5 minutes, you want to go in every now and then to give it a quick stir, gentle stir, of course. Our jollof is looking rich and delicious already. The smell is amazing. So I have here 2 cups of black beans. I'll have the link in the description box down below as to how I cooked it. It's very simple, quick, and comes together. So now we'll allow our rice to fry for the 5 minutes, for the remainder of the 5 minutes. And whilst you toast your rice, you want to also go ahead and heat up some water in your kettle. So mine is ready. I'll add it to the rice, and based on the rice that I'm cooking, I know just the amount of water to add in, and I like to use hot water as it helps to quicken up our cooking process. Everything is it just we don't want to be wasting too much time, so our rice doesn't come down, the temperature of the rice doesn't come down. I hope I make sense with that. Yeah, so the temperature of the rice doesn't come down. It looks like I need a bit more water, so I'll add in just a bit more water, and I'll taste for my salt. It looks like I need a bit more salt, so I will add some to my taste, and after that I'll give it a stir and cover and allow the water to cook out. The moisture is out, as you can see on your screen. So at this point I'm going to give it a quick stir with a fork and also cover it with a parchment paper. You can also use foil or any food safe plastic. Okay, so I'll cover it and allow it to steam, and at this point we're just going to allow the steam to cook the rice. And you also want to cook on a low heat. So about once in, I went in and I still had some hard grains, so I covered it back up and give it another 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes it was ready. As you can see, this jollof, it was so yummy. It was so good, I couldn't stop eating it. That's how good it was. And you get it's light, it's not dense, because we mix the rice. You get that delicious smoked turkey flavor. You get a bit of the coconut oil, just a hint of it, and also you have the beans in there. This is so delicious. I really hope you give this recipe a try. I paired it with just a simple slaw of cabbage, carrots, some onions, parsley, and some sliced apples, so you get that bit of sweetness from the apples. It was so delicious. I hope you give this recipe a try. You will love it. Trust me, you will love it. Thank you so much for cooking with me today, and until we meet again, don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't, and don't forget to like and share this recipe. Thank you so much, and until we meet again, stay blessed, stay out of trouble, and be well. Bye, y'all.